Namaste. Welcome everyone. Good evening. So today we have yoga session from Aum Ashram. Aum Ashram is a unique and magnificent project that is inspiring and important for the future of mankind in the heart of city of San Antonio. The main purpose of this center is to promote the knowledge of invaluable spiritual treasure of Vedic culture and ancient Indian science of yoga. So the center is also dedicated to bring value-based education to preschool and school-aged children. And we are lucky to have our yoga teacher today, Hetal Nayak. Dr. Hetal Nayak is an anesthesiologist by training. Her current Asana practice in Ashtanga Advanced B series with her teacher, Philippa Asher from London, UK. She is also trained with Ashtanga Yoga Guru, Shri Sharad Jois from Mysore. Has been initiated on the path of Kriya Yoga by an ordained Himalayan monk, Swami Vidyadhishananda. She takes personal interest in the well-being of each of her students so they can sustain and evolve on the path of yoga. She's a director of Yoga Sadhana School at the Aum Ashram, serving to bring yoga into all aspects of life and training quality yoga teachers who can carry on the mission of enhancing life through the practices of yoga. Her life's mission is popularizing structured, authentic, lineage-based kids yoga program, which is Yoga Sopanam, and raising awareness of health benefits of yoga among the healthcare providers, Yoga Chikitsa. She is the president of Seva International San Antonio chapter and lives in San Antonio with her husband, Dr. Devraj Nayak, and 2 daughters. And today's session she'll be covering Introduction to Ashtanga Yoga of Mysore, a practice for all levels. Welcome, and it's a very honor to have you on this, Hetalji. So over to you. Thank you.
Dhanyavad, Sureka ji. So, namaste and a warm welcome to each of you. My humble pranam to each of you. I sometimes lightheartedly say that before I would put people to sleep as an anesthesiologist, but now my passion is to wake them up through the path of yoga. So yoga is a spiritual journey, and from size 0 to enlightenment, it promises us everything. It depends on our capacity to embrace and grasp. If we go to the ocean with the vessel this small, that's all we get. But if we keep increasing our own capacity, then yoga can give us freedom or moksha, guaranteed freedom from pain and permanent freedom from pain and suffering. That's the promise of yoga. So anyone in the audience here that has practiced Ashtanga Yoga of Mysore before, I would really appreciate if you're able to turn your videos on, because teaching yoga virtual in itself is challenging. And then with the videos off, it's even more challenging. It's like teaching to walls. But if you cannot for some reason, that's fine too. But anybody here that has practiced Ashtanga Yoga of Mysore? Okay. So it's a very methodical and structured approach. There are 6 series of asanas, which are progressively more advanced. And each series of asanas takes 90 minutes to practice. And it takes about 3 to 5 years just to master each series of asanas if you practice every single day for 90 minutes to 2 hours. So that's the kind of discipline it requires you. It's a lifestyle. If your food and sleep is not right, then yoga, pranayam, and meditation, these higher practices are very, very difficult to sustain on. So ahar, vihar, achar, and vichar. The food we take in through all 5 senses is ahar. Vihar is what we do during our free time, because yoga is a practice, but you need to give a context to the practice. So why do we practice yoga? What is this path leading us to? Reading our scriptures, reading the granthas, reading the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, reading the Bhagavad Gita during your free time. Ahar, vihar, achar, what kind of code of conduct you follow in your daily life. Because like we said, asanas have to be practiced 1 or 2 hours a day, but yoga has to be practiced 24/7. So is there the foundation of yam and niyam in my code of conduct? Because yam and niyam are the foundation of yoga, of the Ashtanga yoga. So ahar, vihar, achar, and vichar. Through your food that you take in, through 5 senses, through your reading, through your swadhyaya, what kind of thoughts you harbor is also very, very vital. Because eventually yoga is to stop the fluctuation of mind. Yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. So really that is the goal of yoga, to stop the fluctuation of the mind. We use body as a tool to train and discipline our mind. So Ashtanga Yoga primary series in itself is very, very challenging. It takes about 3 to 5 years to really grasp the practice. But since in the audience, all of you are very new to it, I'm not going to delve straight into the Ashtanga Yoga primary series. What I'll do today is we'll do a gentle kind of a warm-up practice, and then we'll go into some of the aspects of Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga has a 3-stand method. It means perfection in the alignment of the asanas. Asana connected with the breath. The breathing we do during the practice is called the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. It's the sound from the throat, like a sound of an ocean wave. And then drishti. There is a fixed gazing point where you should be looking at during your asana practice. These 3 components put together disciplines the mind to become one-pointed, because the goal of yoga is to first make mind one-pointed, and then the one-pointed mind can absorb in the chosen object of meditation and become very meditative. So all of the 8 limbs of yoga must be practiced in order for you to really understand what yoga is. Having said that, we'll begin our practice. So sitting on the floor, hopefully all of you are able to sit on the floor. I'm going to assume that you are able to sit on the floor. Sitting up nice and tall. Legs in crisscross. I'll begin with an invocation prayer. Bring your hands to the heart center. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, maintain the length in the spine. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, relax your face. Inhale, take in all that helps you nourish yourself. Exhale, let go of all the toxins that do not serve us. I'll chant the Ashtanga invocation prayer. Om Vande Gurunam Charanarvinde Sandarshita Swatma Sukhavabodhe Nishreyase Jangalikayamane Samsara Halahala Mohashantye Abahu Purushakaram Shankhachakrasidharinam Sahasra Shirsam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Om. Hands on the knees, palms facing down. Inhale, take a nice deep breath, look up. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, take a nice deep breath, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest. Bring your head back to the center. Inhale, look to the right. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, look to the left. Exhale, back to the center. Roll your shoulders back a few times. Free up the shoulders. We tend to hold a lot of stress and tension around the head and neck, so it's good to just freely move it. Then roll your shoulders forward a few times. And then release, taking the hands onto the shoulder, the elbow rotation in a few times. Then do the elbow rotation out a few times. And release. Stretch your arms, wrist extension. Extend the wrist by stretching your arms in the front and palms facing forward. Then flex and take the fingers in. Extend and flex. Extend and flex. Thumbs inside and wrist rotation in few times. Wrist rotation out few times. And release. Now we'll do 8 spinal movements because the spine is what we are working on in yoga. So sitting up nice and tall, inhale. We'll do the flexion of the spine, go forward, lengthen your chest forward, and then relax your head down as far down as you can. And stay there and breathe with calm mind. With every inhalation, try to extend the chest forward. At every exhalation, fold forward and surrender. And then come back up. Take the hands behind. Send the chest forward, wide open chest, drop the head back to the extension of the spine. Hold it there till I finish counting 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come back to the center. Taking the arms along the side, we do the lateral flexion of the spine. Take the right arm up. Walk your left arm away and open the entire right side. And release. Take the left arm up. Walk the right hand away and open the entire left side. So we did 4 spinal movements so far. Now spiraling motion. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, twist to your left and spiral and twist. Look back if possible. And release and swing to the other side. And then come back to the center. Butterfly, bring the feet together and knees up and down a few times. Opening your hip joint. And release. Inhale, traction the spine by taking the arms overhead. Bring the shoulder behind the head. This is a very powerful movement. It helps you open the diaphragm and prepares you for the pranayama practice. And then exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, take a nice deep breath. Interlace your fingers. Lift the heart up, shoulders behind the ears. Exhale, bring the hands on the opposite shoulder blades in the back. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, Samastitihi. Okay, next we'll do the movements on hands and knees. So coming onto your hands and knees, spreading the fingers, keeping shoulder tiny bit forward compared to the wrist, keep the elbow straight. Inhale, lift your chest and lift the pelvis up. Exhale, round the spine, take the chin in. Inhale, lift the chest and the pelvis up. Exhale, round the spine, take the chin in. One last time, spinal flexion and extension. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, tuck the chin in, push the floor away. Bring your big toes together. Send the sitting bones back and down, go into the child's pose. You may keep your knees significantly apart and lengthen your spine forward. Stay there for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come back up. Sit in the thunderbolt pose, Vajrasana. Interlace your hands in the back. Lift the heart up. Exhale, fold forward and open your shoulders, open your chest. Inhale, come back up and release the pose. Next is the puppy pose, thunderbolt, Anahat Asana. So coming onto your knees, keeping the hips and knees in one line, lengthen forward and put your forehead on the floor and send the pelvis up and back. Lengthen the spine, keep melting your heart towards the floor, reach forward with the arms. In the puppy pose, stay there for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come back up and rest and relax in Balasana. Come back onto your hands and knees. Take the right leg back. Reach from the hip joint. Take the left hand forward. Lengthen the arm and the leg and stay there and find the balance for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come back out and rest and relax in the child's pose. Again, come back onto your hands and knees. Take the left leg back. Lengthen the left leg. Reach the right arm forward and gaze down on the floor and find the balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come back out and rest and relax in the child's pose. Come back out. Coming back onto your hands and knees, Vasishthasana. We'll do a modified version, which is easier. Take the right hand, right knee, and left foot in one line and open the heart towards the sky. If that is easy for you, you can take a plank pose and stack your feet, stack your hips, and go to the side and lengthen your arm vertically up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come down and rest and relax in the child's pose. Come back out for Vasishthasana on the other side. Take the left hand, left knee, and right foot in one line. And reach with the right middle finger towards the sky. Or take the plank pose, stack your feet, stack your hips. Arm is vertically up and reach for the sky. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, keep opening your chest to the sky. 3, keep reaching the middle finger to the sky. 4, and 5. And come back out and rest and relax in the child's pose. We'll now do some postures, laying down on the floor on the mat, keeping the legs bent, lay down on the floor. Bend both the knees, then take the right leg up to the sky. Iron out the back of the right leg. Straighten the right leg completely. If possible, catch the big toe. Otherwise, just interlace the fingers behind the right leg and straighten the right leg to the best of your ability. Then point the left leg straight in front of you and lengthen both the legs. This is really very, very good for your lower back. It helps to open the hamstring. It helps you to open the hip for the forward folds in Surya Namaskar and in other postures. And it's very safe to do it laying down on your back. So really take time and do this maybe 2-3 times if you have tight hamstrings. Once in the posture, focus on the breath with calm mind and just breathe in and out regularly, normal breathing. Take the right leg down. Take the left leg up. Iron out the back of the left leg. Keep the right knee bent first. Once the left leg is nice and straight, point the right big toe and reach to the wall in front of you with the right leg. Hold the posture. Breathe regularly. And then rest and relax completely. Keep the knees bent and relax there. That's a very simple posture, yet very powerful. The next posture is for core strengthening. Hug the knees into the chest. Take the legs up. It's Uttanapadasana. Take the arms overhead. Legs reach vertically up. Slowly coming down for the count of 10. Breathe regularly. Point the toes away from you. Hug the legs and thighs together. Come down slowly for the count of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep the legs straight. 3, 2, and 1. Come down and rest and relax completely. Next we'll do is Pavan Muktasana. So inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, bring the right knee towards the right shoulder. Interlace your hands closer to the ankle and relax and breathe there. Normal breath in and out through the nose, always. This pose is very good for low back pain or also people who have digestion problem. Maybe do it 2-3 times every day and it will help you if you have constipation or reflux or any of the indigestion problems. And release and let go and relax completely. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, bring the left knee towards the left shoulder. Interlace your hands closer to the ankle and press the left side of the abdomen with the thigh and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release and relax completely. Both the legs together. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hug both the legs. Try to hold the upper arms. Lift the head up if possible. And bring the knees to the nose and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release and let go and relax completely. Next, we'll do Jathar Parivrtasana. Open your arms along the side in a T shape. Hug the knees into the chest. Keeping the legs together. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the knees to the right and look to the left. Inhale. Keep the legs together. Bring it back to the center. Exhale. Knees go to the left and look to the right. Try to keep the upper shoulders grounded. Inhale. Come back up. Exhale to the other side. Again, this is very, very good to keep your lower back healthy and the core strong. Inhale, come back up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, come back up and release and relax completely. Take the right leg up, straight up. Hold it with the opposite hand. If you cannot reach the big toe, maybe catch the ankle or the calf muscle. Keep the right hand on the floor, palm facing down. Straighten both the legs and then bring the right leg to your left. Try to keep the upper body grounded. Again, this is a twisting pose, very, very good for your digestion. Inhale, bring the leg straight back up and release the pose. Switch the side, take the left leg up, hold it with the right hand. Keep the left arm on the floor, palm facing down so that it prevents you from rolling over. Bring the leg to the right and look to the left. Inhale, come back up and rest and relax completely. Keep the arms along the side. Do forward cycling motion. Make nice big circles with your legs. When you stretch the leg, stretch it all the way. When you bend it all the way. And reverse. And rest and relax completely. Now we'll do the hip rotation. So the right leg straight up. Make big circles from the right hip joint. 3 circles in clockwise direction. Keep the leg nice and straight. And then 3 circles in the anti-clockwise direction from the hip joint. And release and relax completely. We'll take the left leg straight up. Make 3 circles with the left leg in clockwise direction. And then in the anti-clockwise direction from the hip joint, keeping the leg nice and straight. From the hip joint, make circles. And rest and relax completely. Bend your knees, keep the feet on the floor. Keep the feet wider than the hips, separate the feet. Drop the knees side to side in Markatasana, as if the knee wants to touch the opposite foot. From side to side, like a windshield wiper, drop your knees. And then bring them back to the center and relax. We'll do Anantasana, hug the knees into the chest, roll to the right side, take your right arm overhead, stretch it overhead, and then rest your head onto the hand. Take the top leg up, reach up and walk your hand, straighten the leg and stretch it all the way as much as possible. Keep the knee nice and straight. If you can't reach your foot, hold the ankle and walk your hands till you can walk and catch the big toe if possible. Breathe there and open the hip. Use the core muscle to find the balance. and release. Bring it straight down and switch the side. Roll to the left side. Bring the left arm overhead. Use the right hand to stack the hips and the legs. Then rest your head and take the top leg up. Hold the ankle or a calf muscle and stretch the leg all the way. One, two, three, 4, and 5. And release and lie down on your back and relax completely. Hug the knees into the chest. Roll from side to side. Then rock back and forth. And come up into a sitting posture to take your first downward facing dog. So coming onto your hands and knees. Spreading your fingers like a starfish. That is called Hasta Bandhan. Every time your hand is on the floor, you should engage the tip and the root of the fingers as if you're grabbing the mat. That will strengthen your knee, wrist. Otherwise, your wrist will start hurting after a while. So separate the fingers, use the tip and the root of the fingers. And then from there, look at your navel and send the hips up and back in downward facing dog. Spread the toes, lift the arches in the feet. That is called Pada Bandha, so that you strengthen every single muscle in the sole of your feet. From downward facing dog, tippy toe and walk forward and slowly come into a standing posture, standing pose. So we'll do Surya Namaskar. A, in the Ashtanga method, it's done with 9 steps in Surya Namaskar A. It can be done in several different ways, but we'll do the Ashtanga method today. It's really very good to build the strength. So feet together. Inhale, take your arms up, look at your thumb. Breathe, exhale, and fold completely. You can bend your knees if you have to. 3, inhale, look up, extend your spine forward. Chatwari, take a plank pose. From there, you can come halfway down or all the way down. Pancha, inhale, thrust the chest through the arms, look up. Shut, exhale, downward facing dog. Stay there for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sapta. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, look up. Ashto, exhale, hold complete. Nava, inhale. Come up with a straight spine with the heart and look at the thumb. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay, so that was one Surya Namaskar A. There are 9 steps. We'll do one more round and then we'll go on to some standing and balancing posture. So feet together again. Ekam, inhale, lift your heart, look at the thumbs. Dve, exhale, swan dive with a long spine and drop your head down. Trini, inhale, lift your head, push the floor, lean forward. Chatwari, take the legs back. Come halfway down or all the way down. Pancha, inhale, thrust the chest, drop the pelvis, lift the heart. Shut, exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is a very, very good pose and very powerful. It's an inversion for people who cannot do headstand and shoulder stand. It has all the benefits of those poses. Breathe there, nicely breathing in downward facing dog. And then from there, walk your feet forward. Inhale, lift your head up and look up. Exhale, fold completely. Nava, inhale, come up, look at your thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Very good. Then we won't do Surya Namaskar B because it's quite challenging. We'll move on to some standing postures, keeping the feet as wide as your hips. Stand up tall. From there, you will send your hips back and you send your chest forward and fold completely from the waist. Catch your big toes. You may bend the knees if you have to. Inhale, look up, Padangusthasana. Exhale, fold complete. And hold there with the head being heavy. Hold it for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, head up only. Exhale there. Inhale, come up, and Samasthiti. Next, we'll do triangle pose. Take the right foot to the right. Open your arms. Open the right leg from the hip joint. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, take the right big toe and go into the triangle pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up. Take the right leg in. Open the left leg to the toes facing the side. Lift the heart up. Keeping both the arches lifted in the feet with broad chest. Go get the left big toe and hold it for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Standing postures are very, very good to strengthen your legs. And exhale, Samasthiti. We'll do one more standing pose. This is a very good forward fold for people who have back problem. Take the right foot to the right. Toes come in and heels are facing out. Toes are turned in. Inhale, catch your hips and lift your heart up. Big lift in the heart. Exhale, go forward from your chest, bring the hands between the legs. Inhale, lift your head, look up, extend the spine. Exhale, bring the head towards the floor and stay there and breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift your head up, look up. Exhale there. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, we'll do one balancing pose. So, shifting your weight to the left leg, take the right leg up, come into the Vrikshasana, and take your arms up or to the side or at the heart center. For those of you, if this pose is easy, see if you can do Padmasana and try to hold the Padmasana from behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release. And Samasthiti. We'll do Vrikshasana on the other side. Take the left leg up. Stand tall. If this is easy for you, you can try doing Padmasana there and try to bind from behind. This will open your shoulders, will open your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. and release and relax completely. Okay, one very powerful pose is simply raising the arms overhead and reaching your arms up, interlacing the fingers, and then really bringing the shoulders behind the ears. This is really very, very powerful, and it helps you open the shoulders and the diaphragm. And release and relax completely. If you have a wall, you can go by the wall, send the hips back and push the wall in front of you and lengthen the spine. This is very good for your hip opening. So going by the wall, sending the hips back and lifting the heart and looking between your hands. This is going to really open your spine. So those of you who do Surya Namaskar, it's important to keep the spine nice and long, and this will really help you open the shoulder and the spine. And then come back out. We'll slowly go into the sitting postures. So from standing, keeping your feet hip width apart, slowly come down into a squatting pose, Malasana. Squatting is very important, and it's really very, very healthy for your hips also. So keeping the heels down. If heels don't come down, put something under the heel and release the heel down. Roll a blanket or a pillow or something so that you can release your heels down. You can bring the hands together. If your hips are down and heels are down, you can join the feet together. Hold your ankle and drop your head, drop your hips. And stay there for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come back out and release. Next is Paschimottanasana, a forward fold. This is extremely relaxing pose. All the forward folds are very relaxing once you practice them for a long period of time. So inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, lengthen the spine straight. Don't round your back and put your head in. Lift the heart and go with the straight spine and fold forward. You may bend the knees if you need to bend the knees, but keep the spine nice and long. Breathe there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up and release. Bring the hands behind for Chatushpada Pitham. Feet together, knees together, hands behind the hips. Inhale, lift the hips up, drop your head back and hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come down and rest and relax. Keeping your feet wider than the hips. We'll do Bhunamasana next. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your head to the right and back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bring the head to the left and back. Inhale, come back up. Bring your head to the right and back. Inhale, come back and bring your head to the left and back. Inhale, come up and release. We'll do one more forward fold, then we'll move on to the twisting and back bend. Take the right leg in for Janu Shirsasana. Make a 90 degrees between your legs. Sit up tall. It's important to traction the spine before we fold. So don't go down from here. Lengthen the spine, lift the heart, use the hip as a hinge, and go forward and fold. And stay there for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come back up and release. We do the other side, Janu Shirsasana, head to knee pose. Keep the legs 90 degrees. Lift your heart up, lengthen the spine first. With the spine being nice and long, not slouchy, go forward using the hip as a hinge and fold over your right leg. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3. Breathe deep. 4 and 5. Inhale, come back up and release the pose. Okay, we'll do now twisting posture. So bend the right leg. This is the easiest twisting posture. Take the right foot over the left knee. Anchor your elbow to the knee or the shin and lift the heart and look back behind the right shoulder. So if right knee is up, you twist to the right. Breathe. And release. Switch the side. Take the left leg in. Take the left foot over the right knee. Sitting tall. Anchor the elbow to the shin and look back behind the left shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release and let go and relax completely. Okay, next is Navasana. This is really a core strengthening posture. It's very good to strengthen your back. Bend your knees. Support your legs with the arms and see if you can raise the legs up and hold it there. If possible, let go of your arms without collapsing and hold it. And if possible, straighten the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release and relax completely. Next, we'll move on to the back bends and the shoulder opening posture. Sit in Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose with the legs folded back. This is a very good pose to sit in after you eat your lunch or dinner or your meals because it helps you digest the food. So keeping the legs folded back, sit in nice and tall. Toes are together and heels can be slightly apart, sort of making like a bucket shape and sitting in that U shape. From there, we can do Gomukhasana. Take your right arm forward. Take the right hand between the shoulder blades in the back. Take the left arm up and try to clasp in the back. Lift your heart, drop your head back and look up. Big lift in the heart. 1, 2, 3. Move the elbow out. 4 and 5. And release and relax. We'll do the other side. Take the left arm forward. Take it in to the back. Take the right arm up. Lengthen the chest by lifting the heart. Then clasp in the back. Move the elbow out. Lift the heart and look up. 1, 2. Your shoulders are your organs of action for heart and lung. It's very important to keep the shoulders open. 3, 4, and 5. And release and relax completely in Balasana. Now we'll move on slowly to the finishing sequence. So lie down for Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Keeping the feet wider than the hips, lie down on your back. Keep the feet wide and inhale, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, bring it down. This is a very simple back bend. It's very, very useful to keep your core and the back healthy. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. The last one, we will hold it. Inhale, lift the pelvis, interlace your hands in the back, lift the pelvis up and try to hold it. Pretend there's a ball between the knees. Squeeze the ball and lift the hips up even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come down and rest and relax. Those of you like, you can repeat that one or take Urdhva Dhanurasana, a notch up, hands under the shoulders, lift the pelvis and see if you can come into the back bend. Lift the pelvis and look between your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lift the head and come down. Hug the knees into the chest and roll your backs side to side. We'll do a couple of inversions and then we'll finish with the Yoga Mudrasana. If possible, lift your hips up and go into shoulder stand. Body is vertically up. Keep lifting your hips up and keep lengthening the legs towards the sky. And hold it there. If that's not possible, go by the wall and put the legs up the wall. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring your feet overhead in halasana. Keep the hips up. Interlace your fingers on the floor. 1, 2. Keep lifting the hips up so the feet come to the floor. 3, 4, and 5. Roll your spine to the floor. 1 vertebra at a time. Stretch the legs in front of you. Recline on the elbow for Matsyasana. Lifting your heart up. Keep reaching through the throat and bring the crown of the head on the floor. Point your toes away, feet together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Press the elbow and release the pose. Hug the knees into the chest, roll from side to side. Rock back and forth. For those of you who have a regular practice and would like to do the headstand, then do the headstand because that's what comes next. For those of you who like to watch, hold your upper arms. Interlace your fingers in the front, open the palms, flush the head to the backs of the head, and then you keep lifting the hips up till you get feet come up and then you go into the heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And slowly come down with control and rest in the child's pose. And then come back up. Sit for the final pose before we relax in Shavasana. You can sit in Padmasana, for which you stretch the legs, bring the right leg back and take it in. Fold the left leg, sickle the foot and bring the left leg in and sit tall. If this is not possible, do half lotus or sit crisscross. If you have Padmasana, see if you can clasp the feet from behind, Baddha Padmasana. Lift the chest or hold your upper arms if you cannot hold the toes. And exhale, go forward and fold. Lock all the energy of your practice. Seal it in and breathe there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come back up and release. If you are in Padmasana, you can take the knees up into the chest and see if you can lift up. This is a very good, strong posture for kids especially. You can even swing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and come down. Okay. Now we'll go into final relaxation pose. Lie down on your back. I'll guide you into a relaxation for next 5 minutes or so, and then we will conclude the practice. Keeping the legs wider than the hips, keeping the arms along the side. Let go and relax completely. योगी बनके योग करो. It means yoga has to be adopted as a lifestyle, not like an exercise. Let go of all the stress and tension in the body. Let go of all the efforts and relax completely. Feet are relaxed. Calf muscles, knees, thighs, and hips are completely relaxed. Hands are relaxed. Forearms, elbows, upper arms and shoulders are completely relaxed. Abdomen is relaxed. Chest is relaxed. Back of the head is relaxed. Top of the head is relaxed. Forehead is completely relaxed. All the muscles in and around the eyes are completely relaxed. Deep neuromuscular relaxation. With the physical body completely relaxed, anchor your mind to the breath and simply become aware of your regular breathing. Being aware of your regular breathing cultivates mindfulness. Simply becoming witness to your breath trains your mind to witness your thoughts so that you are not shackled by your thoughts. A persistent practice leads to consistent practice. In the beginning, you have to persist, showing up on your mat every single day, taking that sankalpa, a positive statement of affirmation. My health and my well-being is my biggest priority, my first priority. With that sankalpa, slowly connect back to your physical body. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your arms, your legs. Gently move your head side to side. Hug the knees into the chest. Roll from side to side. And then rolling onto the right side, sit up in Sukhasana or happy sitting pose. I'll chant a concluding prayer. Hatha yogam vinanaiva rajayoga prasidhyati. Rajayogam vinanaiva tattva-jnana prasidhyati. Tattva-jnanam vinanaiva buddhiresha nivartate. Vina buddhi nivrittim tu moksha varta katham bhavet. Moksha varta katham bhavet. Tvadiyam vastu govinda tubhyameva samarpaye. Tvadiyam vastu govinda tubhyameva samarpaye. Bowing down, offering your gratitude to the practice. Slowly, you can open your eyes. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Hetalji. It's a wonderful session. Yeah. Very relaxed and very energized at the same time.